Hello everyone, welcome to this video session on Comprehension Passage. This is a concept, Comprehension Passage is a concept prescribed in the paper Compulsory Foundation Course in English, the 4th semester BCA, BSc, BA, BCom, BSW English Language paper at Mangalore University. This video is the continuation of my first part on the concept Comprehension Passage. In this video, let us discuss the concept further. Welcome to today's session. Yes, in the last video, we made an introduction to the concept Comprehension Passage when we understood the term comprehension as an act of understanding or our ability to understand the meaning of something or understand something. So then we went to how important the task of comprehension passage or honing our reading skill by going through the various benefits it can give us. Then in this video we will see how can we approach a passage, an unseen passage that is given in exams or elsewhere in any competitive exams in the process of understanding and answering the questions come under comprehension passage. So there are some steps to approach a reading passage or a comprehension passage. First step is to read the passage quickly to get the general sense. In the last video we saw 4 skills of reading: skimming, scanning, intensive reading, and the last one was extensive reading. I mentioned there that skimming and scanning are very important in comprehension passage, answering comprehension passage. Look at step 1. What do you do here? You actually skim through a passage. Skimming, a quick reading of the overall, a passage to get an overall idea of a passage, general idea of a passage, gist of a passage. Yeah, why do we have to do this? Yes. See, when you approach a text without knowing what it is, your idea or your concentration will be on a huge, your domain of knowledge will be on a vast area. But when you go to this, when you do the skimming, so you can concentrate on one line of thought because your entire, distracted or rather scattered mind and scattered concentration and mind, focuses on one particular passage. It's as if probably by catching or like a magnet which catches the scattered iron pieces or something in one direction. That will help you to comprehend the passage easily. It's very important because otherwise you cannot locate or you cannot identify the context of writing. That's why skimming is the first activity we do when we are approaching a passage. Then the next task is to read the questions. There are questions in the exam which follow the reading comprehension or passage, comprehension passage, and we read the questions to make our reading further focused. That is to initiate a scanning. Then after reading the question, we reread the passage selectively, suitable to each and every question, find the answer to the question. That is the third step. Then concentrating on each question, we explore the meaning or the answer required for each question. And after locating the answer for each question, we formulate our sentences. We make our sentences to answer the questions. Read only therefore the sections which are needed to each question there in the last step. Concentrating on each question, we read only the sections required for this. Why we need these 4 steps or these kind of method? Why can't I read the passage from till starting to end in a slow thing, and again while reading question I can do, or why can't I just look at the questions first and then read the passage? No, there are some problems here, right? When you read the question and then come to the passage, there you lose that idea, that focusing will be lost most often. That is one way. Second thing is, while reading, if you read entire passage or if you fail to follow this step, it takes a lot of time. I think it takes more time. So it is always better to approach something with a plan, and the plan to approach comprehension passage is this. So we can do that. Anyhow, then there are number of passages, types of passages. To explore this type of passages, a quick reading is helpful. So skimming is needed to explore the nature of passage. Okay, so we can choose passages like descriptive passage, describing something, narrative passage. Narrative means tell story, right? Same concept can be given in a descriptive way or in narrative way. For example, a classroom, a house can be given in descriptive way by the way it appears to everybody objectively. ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ ತೋರುವಂತೆ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಇದನ್ನ ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಮಾಡುವಂಥದ್ದು ಡಿಸ್ಕ್ರಿಪ್ಟಿವ್. ಇನ್ನೂ ಕೆಲವರು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ನ್ಯಾರೇಟಿವ್ ಆಗಿ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು, ಪರ್ಸನಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್. ಇನ್ ನ್ಯಾರೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಯು ನರೇಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇನ್ಸಿಡೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ ಎ ಸ್ಟೋರಿ, ಕಥೆಯನ್ನು ಹೇಳೋ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಿ. ಅದು ಅವರವರ ಇಂಡಿವಿಜುವಲ್ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೀರಿಯನ್ಸ್, ಸಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಟಿವ್ ಹಾಗೆ ಕೂಡ ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್, ಒಂದು ಮನೆಯ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಿಟಕಿಗಳಿದೆ, ಎಷ್ಟು ಇದು ಖರ್ಚಾಗಿದೆ, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ನ ಕೊಡು, ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್. ಹಾಗೆಯೇ ವಿ ಸಿ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಟಿವ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜಸ್ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜಸ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ನಾವೆಲ್ಸನ್ನು ನೋಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಅದನ್ನು ಕೊಡ್ಬೋದು. ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟೋರೀಸ್, ಬಯೋಗ್ರಫೀಸ್, ಆಟೋಬಯೋಗ್ರಫೀಸ್. ಬಯೋಗ್ರಫೀಸ್ ಮೀನ್ಸ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಹಿಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಆಫ್ ಎ ಪರ್ಸನ್ written by somebody else's biography, and autobiography means self, life history of a person written by himself or herself is autobiography, themselves is autobiography. Biography ಜೀವನ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ, whereas autobiography ಆತ್ಮ ಚರಿತ್ರೆ. and travelogues, travel stories, ಇವೆಲ್ಲವನ್ನು ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ಓಕೆ, ಇದು ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ನಮಗೆ ಸ್ಕಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್ ಮೂಲಕ ಒಂದು ಲೊಕೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅನುಕೂಲ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ರೈಟ್? ನಮ್ಮ ದಾರಿ ಎಂಥದ್ದು, ಹೇಗೆ ಆ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜನ್ನು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ನಾವು ಕಂಡುಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಯಾವಾಗ? ವೆನ್ ವಿ ಮೇಕ್ ದಿ ಸ್ಕಿಮ್ಮಿಂಗ್, ರೈಟ್? ಕ್ವಿಕ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್. ದೆನ್ ಸೊ therefore a comprehension exercise consists of a passage upon which questions are set to test the student ability. ಇದು ನಿಮಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತೇ ಇದೆ, ಒಂದು ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜನ್ನು ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಕೊಡುವಂಥದ್ದು, ಹಾಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ದೆನ್ ಅಂಡರ್ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಕಂಟೆಂಟ್ or content of the given information and meaning from it, ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡುವಂಥ ಟಾಸ್ಕ್. ಹಾಗೆ ನಮಗೆ ಆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋದು ಕೂಡ ಯೂಸ್ಫುಲ್ ಟು ನೋ ಹೌ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಆರ್ ಫಾರ್ಮ್ಡ್ ಆನ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್. ಸೊ therefore one way of facilitating reading comprehension is by framing questions, appropriate questions, and as you are going to attend these as a main part of your syllabus, if you know how questions are formed, that will also be of some use. Therefore let's see how nature of questions that come from this. Then you see usually the questions which motivate you to read, actually it's a guidance for teachers, but even it is helpful to all of us, our students also, because you can see here a question should motivate the reader to explore and interpret the text is there here. That means that is the nature of questions. Let's see, next point is I think very relevant. Setting up of questions are not monotonous of one type, ಒಂದೇ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುವುದಿಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ನೋಂಥದ್ದು. Only relevant questions to be asked. This is important. You see here, irrelevant things do not come in question. ಸಂಬಂಧ ಇಲ್ಲದ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆ ಇರುವುದೇ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಲ್ಲಿರೋ ಪ್ರಶ್ನೆಗೆ ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ. ಹಾಗಾಗಿ ಉತ್ತರ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಅಂದರೆ ಇಡೀ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜನ್ನು ಮತ್ತೆ ಬರೆದ್ರೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇದ್ದೇ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಅಂತ ಅಲ್ಲ, ರೈಟ್? ಕ್ವಶನನ್ನು ನಾವು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡಿಕೊಂಡು ನಮ್ಮದೇ ಆದ ರೀತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರನ್ನು ಫಾರ್ಮುಲೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಓಕೆ, ಸೊ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಕುಡ್ ಬಿ ರಿಲೇಟೆಡ್ ಟು ಲಿಟ್ರಲ್ ಕಾಂಪ್ರಿಹೆನ್ಷನ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ. ಇದು ಕೂಡ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. ಪದದ ಅರ್ಥ, ಪದದ ನಿಜವಾದ ಅರ್ಥ ಏನು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಕೂಡ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ವಿತ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ, ರೈಟ್? ಸೊ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಡೈರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಆಗಿ ಅದನ್ನು ಕನ್ಸಿಡರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ದೆನ್ ದೇರ್ ಆರ್ ಇನ್ಫರೆನ್ಷಿಯಲ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಏನು ಅಲ್ಲಿರುವಂತಹ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸಿಂದ ನೀವು ಅರ್ಥವನ್ನು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. ಯು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ದ ಮೀನಿಂಗ್. such type of questions are inferential questions. Only questions can be answered only when readers are able to read between the lines. ಆಗ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ ಅದು. Read between the lines. What is read between the lines? Say for example, I remember one line from a poet who says, my candle burns both the end anta, right? Here the candle is life. Burns both the end means from birth to death we go forward, right? Birth also goes far, ಹುಟ್ಟಿನಿಂದ ದೂರ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ, and death is nearing, ಅಲ್ಲಿಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಹತ್ತಿರ ಬರ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೇವೆ. Therefore my candle burns. Candle is nothing but their life. This is reading between the lines. ಕ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಆಗಿ ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ದಟ್ಸ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ. ದೆನ್ ರೀಡಿಂಗ್ ಬಿಯಾಂಡ್ ದ ಲೈನ್ ಕೂಡ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಅದೇನು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಏನನ್ನು ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಯಾವ ಒಂದು ದಟ್ ಈಸ್ ಆ್ಯಕ್ಚುಲಿ ದ ಪೆರಿಷಬಲ್ ನೇಚರ್, ರೈಟ್? ಅದನ್ನು ಹೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು. ಹಾಗೆ ಎಸ್ ಆರ್ ನೋ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೂಡ ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. ಇದು ಶಾರ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್. WH questions, why, like of WH, how, why ಇತ್ಯಾದಿಗಳು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಇನ್ಫಾರ್ಮೇಷನ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸನ್ನು ಕೇಳ್ಬೋದು. These are the variety of questions that appear. And also questions on ಥೀಮ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ, ಟೈಟಲ್ನ ಬಗ್ಗೆ leading to skimming and scanning can also be asked. Alternative questions are alternative questions here ಅನ್ನೋದು with the choice of 2 or more ಆನ್ಸರ್ಸ್ ABCD ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಕೇಳುವಂಥದ್ದು ಕೂಡ ಅದು ಕೂಡ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇದೆ. ಸೊ ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಪಾಸಿಬಿಲಿಟಿ ಆಫ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್. ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ಸ್ಗಳು ಇರ್ತವೆ ಅನ್ನೋ ಒಂದು ಫೆಮಿಲಿಯಾರಿಟಿಯೊಂದಿಗೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನು ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಮಾಡ್ಬೋದು. ಡಿಯರ್ ಸ್ಟೂಡೆಂಟ್ಸ್, ಐ ವುಡ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಟು ಟೆಲ್ ಯು ಒನ್ ಥಿಂಗ್. ದೀಸ್ ಆರ್ ನಾಟ್ ಜಸ್ಟ್ ಆನ್ ಅವರ್ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಫಾರ್ ದಿಸ್ ಸೆಮಿಸ್ಟರ್. Reading comprehension or comprehension passage is a common or general question that even appears in competitive exams mostly, even in civils exam like IAS, KS, idರಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂಡ ನೀವು ನೋಡ್ತೀರಿ, even IPPS for that matter. Anyhow, then your guidelines to answer. Let's see what is the way we have to answer then. Already we went through 4 steps. So what we have to do? Read silently and quickly to get a general idea of the passage. Yeah, it is important that silent reading is important, because sometimes we do loud reading. They are for different purposes. If your aim is to understand a passage, then you have to apply silent reading. If you want to improve your pronunciation, that vocal features of language, then loud reading is helpful. Silent reading is needed here, and make the study of questions, and then read the passage once again. Then after that, concentrate on only that part of the passage where those an answer for those questions available, right? So it needn't be in chronological order, remember, right? It isn't, questions needn't be in chronological order. ಮೊದಲನೇ ಕ್ವಶನ್ನು ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜಲ್ಲಿ ಮೊದಲನೇ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫಲ್ಲಿ ಇರಬೇಕು, ಎರಡನೇ ಪ್ಯಾರಾಗ್ರಾಫಲ್ಲಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ನೋ, ನಾಟ್ ಲೈಕ್ ದಟ್. ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಜಂಬಲ್ಡ್. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಇಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾನ್ ಬಿ ಇನ್ ಡಿಫ್ರೆಂಟ್ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅನ್ನುವಂಥದ್ದು. Moreover, you see, answer must be relevant and to the point ಇರಬೇಕು. ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು, ರಿಲೆವೆಂಟ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ನಾನು ಆಗಲೇ ಹೇಳಿದ ಹಾಗೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ನಿಂದ ಯಾವುದನ್ನಾದರೂ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಅಲ್ಲ, ಅದರ ಮೇನ್ ಕ್ರಕ್ಸ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಏನಿದೆ, ಕೋರ್ ಐಡಿಯಾ ಏನಿದೆ, ದ್ಯಾಟ್ ಬಿಕಮ್ಸ್ ದ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ಸೊ 1 mark question should be answered in a word or sometimes in a phrase or sentence. ಈ 3 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಕೆಲವೊಂದು ಒಂದೇ ವರ್ಡ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಫ್ರೇಸ್ 2-3 words, ಸಮಟೈಮ್ಸ್ ಎ ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್. And answer to 2 marks question should be in 2 to 3 sentences. 2-3 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೇವೆ, ನಾಟ್ ಮೋರ್ ದ್ಯಾನ್ ದಟ್. ಏಕೆಂದರೆ ಸಮ್ಮರಿ ಬರೀರಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಾವು ಸಮ್ಮರಿಗಿಂತ ಉದ್ದವಾದ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜನ್ನು ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಐ ಮೀನ್ ಒರಿಜಿನಲ್ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ಗಿಂತ ಉದ್ದವಾದ ಪ್ಯಾಸೇಜ್ ಬರಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಸಾಧ್ಯ ಇಲ್ಲ. ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ಲಿ 2 to 3 ಸೆಂಟೆನ್ಸ್ is enough here, right? Remember. Next, so thus reading comprehension by using all these steps, having all this knowledge is an easy act of activity of solving. If you do not have proper plan to solve a reading comprehension task, then it becomes difficult. Sometimes it takes a lot of time also. I think in some competitive exam, as I told you, in IAS and all that, even reading comprehension is a difficult question. There they give such an unseen passage. There a lot of complexities are there to explore the meaning. Therefore, with proper plan, anything can be surmounted. Dear students, reading is like march fast. When you have discipline, when you have destination to reach, you can reach the ultimate target. Yes, reading comprehension therefore improves our reading skill and improves our vocabulary and language competence, and it also helps our overall ability to use the language. In reading comprehension, we focus on understanding the word meaning, suggested meaning or implied meaning, and overall organization of the passage. And the 4th aspect is main idea or the purpose, why a writer, point of view of a writer, the main idea of a writer. Ultimately, we can conclude that this reading comprehension with its immense benefits is a very useful activity in language learning. With that, I think I complete the introductory part of the thing. Well, let's go to practical passages in the next video. Let us make this as a very useful activity to hone our skills. We will see some passages and answer the questions, the method of answering and all that in the next videos. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.